on, everybody? What is going on? It's your girl Keisha. Welcome to my show. Okay, so we're gonna be speaking about the big N word. All right, guess what the big N word is? Marriage. Okay, I hope that don't freak you out. So we're gonna be speaking about Steph Curry and his parents, Bell and Sonya Curry, and then we're gonna be speaking about Marlon Wayans. We're gonna save Marlon for last. All right, so after 33 years of marriage, it has come to our attention that Bell and Sonya Curry are now getting a divorce. Now, they met in 1988. They met at college, in school. They wed the same year. They met in 1988. They had Steph Curry, and it was like a beautiful journey. And then all of a sudden, they're now hitting us with divorce news. And I'm sure a lot of people are shocked and surprised because a lot of people probably didn't see that coming. But they decided to split and separate last year, and then now they're pushing for the divorce. Actually, Sonya initiated the divorce back in June, I believe, of this year. So this is a really, it's unfortunate when you hear people divorce. And there's one thing when people separate, because when you separate, it's always a high chance of getting back together. But I don't really condone separating, because either you're going to work it out or we not. Okay? There's no, because when you separate, you leave room for someone else to come on in. And if their love is still there, I just feel like the marriage is worth fighting for. That's what you got married for. You took vows, so people need to honor those vows. But after 33 years, that's a very, very long time. But somebody wasn't living a clean life, allegedly. Somebody wasn't loyal. What did Chris Brown say? These hoes ain't loyal. It's a song. But, it was Sonya. So Sonya is being accused by Bell Curry that she was cheating from way back in the day when they first got married to a man by the name of Steven Johnson. He was a 1988 NFL draft pick and former tight end for the New England Patriots. All right. So, and he's alleging, and it's in court documents, that she had been having an affair with him this whole time. They were married up until they decided to separate, which was last year. So you need to know this decades, all these years, from the 80s all the way to now, that they was having an affair, and he's claiming that she's now living in Tennessee with Mr. Johnson. She's saying that yes, she's in a relationship, she's in a committed relationship, but she didn't stay. It was with Mr. Johnson. So this is I don't know if this is going to get really messy, because once you get divorced and then once infidelity is involved, it's very messy, it's very nasty. He's combating, giving her alimony. So, because I know that when one cheats, let's say the woman was to cheat, she's not eligible to get alimony. I guess it depends on the state or something. But he's combating that. He ain't trying to give her a dime. And I totally understand if you're a husband, you've been loyal, you've been good to your woman, and she's out there and busting it wide open for the next dude, and you're the one really holding it down, making sure she's good, and she just feel the need to still have another thing beside her, what I'm saying, or inside of her. I don't want to get graphic, but it's like I said, this is what's being stated. I'm not taking sides, but it's really unfortunate, because 33 years of marriage is a very, very long time. And when you take vows, you gotta honor your vows. You're supposed to be committed to that person. You're supposed to ride with that person through illness, through health, through the good, through the bad. As long as they're not busting you aside your head, and as long as there's no like crazy abuse and violence going on in the home, then try your best to work it out. You pray to the Father, you do the best that you can, and you fight like hell to make your marriage work. If you love that person and the love is felt on both ends, then definitely is worth fighting for. Too many people are getting married and they're not taking marriage seriously. Some people getting married just to say they got a ring on their finger. Some people getting married for the status. And marriage is not a joke. This is a serious thing. This is not something to toy with. This is people's lives. This is very serious. So you don't just get into a marriage and get into a union and take vows and make promises to each other and then breaking it at the end. Now, yes, adultery is definitely grounds for a split, for a divorce. And I totally understand, because once that trust is lost, is hard to gain that back. You know, no one else should be invited into your marriage. No one. Even if you guys agree on certain things, like, you know, getting freaky and having a good time and spicing things up, I would never suggest anyone to bring a third party into their marriage. That's like a disaster waiting to happen. Don't do that. But that's just me, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. It's really sad and unfortunate, because it's not back in the day where our grandparents and our great-grandparents, they were married for like 50, 60, 70 years. Like, we want to get to that. I know I would love that. Like, I want to be old and wrinkled. Look at my old and wrinkled husband. We both old and wrinkled together, and we still smiling, no teeth in our mouth, but we're happy. We're still in love. And I just think it's an amazing, amazing feeling. And a lot of people don't get that opportunity, because, again, people aren't marrying for the right reasons. A lot of people say, oh, marriage is a business. It's a business. It's a business. Well, yeah, you could say it's a business, and it could be a business because there's things attached to when you're married and you share the same last name. But if the love is not there and is not sincere, there's no sincerity, and there's no genuine feelings towards that person, the marriage is not going to work. And don't bring children into it, because a lot of people look at babies as a meal ticket and also a business too. That ain't right. Don't do that. That's absolutely wrong. I oppose to that. Don't do that. Unfortunately, marriages don't work out these days. So for the ones that's working, keep going, keep doing your thing. But for the ones that's not working, is definitely unfortunate. So we're going to see how things play out with Steph Curry parents. I know Steph Curry and his wife Keisha Curry, they're like couple goals. She was acting kind of crazy too, saying some off stuff, talking about she want the same attention her husband get, because she don't get attention. What you get attention for? You're a married woman. The only attention you should be getting is from your husband. What kind of nonsense is that? But anyway, again, don't look up to other people's marriages and unions, because you never know what's going on. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Focus on you and yours, all right? Stop focusing on other people's unions, because, again, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know what's going on. Everything looks beautiful and glamorous on the outside, on the inside. You know, in the dark, hey, you can't see. So focus on you and yours. You know, do the right thing. You know, get married for the right reasons. Okay, if you're not in love, you don't see a future, you don't want to build with this person, it's all about money and business and status, then it's not going to work. You need to be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually on the same level, and you guys have to have the same journey, the same drive, the same energy, the same spirit, the same likeness. And you don't have to have everything the same, but you need to definitely have things in common. You have to have a strong foundation, be the best of friends, and that's how you're able to go. Both the man and the woman have to do their part, okay? It's not a one-way street here. You can't expect the woman to be this great woman, be this virtuous woman, this ride or die, cook, clean, da-da-da-da, and then you just sitting on your ass because you are a man with a nice job, that you good to go. That don't qualify you to be a good husband. You know, you need to love, value, and cherish your wife. Give your life for her. Treat her properly. Love her properly. And when she sees that, she can bring it back 10 times harder and love you and value you and treat you great. Okay? So it goes both ways. The woman got to be the best woman she can be for herself and for her man. And the man got to be the best man he can be for herself, for himself, and for his wife. Okay? So at the end of the day, when you leave your parents, you venture out, you find a partner to date and to be with. You guys become one flesh. There's no selfishness in a relationship. You guys both have to sacrifice, okay? You know, you guys have to both be the best person you can be for each other to make it work. Don't put it all on the man. Don't put it all on the woman. Check yourself first, all right? Again, get married for the right reasons. Take your time, and just know that marriage is not a joke. This is serious, because if divorce come into play, it could get messy depending on the situation. Right? Marlon Wayans, he is one of my favorite Wayans brothers. Marlon Wayans was the funniest brother to me. And Sean Wayans too as well. You know, I like their show. You know, rest in peace to John Witherspoon, Pop. So he recently had an interview with Essence, and he disclosed some interesting information about his mother. Now his mother name is, let me see if I have her name here. His mother name is Elvira Althea, and she was 81 years old. She passed away last year. 81, still kind of young. I always say 100 years of is long life, but 81 years is, you know, she lived a life. She lived her life. Let her rest in peace. So the question was, how come Marlon Wayans never got married? He's a father, but he never got married. And he said this, that his mother was his girlfriend. Okay? He said that his mother was the only woman for him. Like, she was his girlfriend. She was his rock. Like, he didn't want no woman to get in between him and his mother. You know, because he felt like his mother needed him. And when you have a wife, when you're married, things change, you know, because your wife becomes your primary family. You know, when you get older, you leave your father, you leave your mother, and then you attach yourself to your wife, and you attach yourself to your husband, and again, you guys become one, all right? Uno, all right? So he didn't want to go through that because he felt like he would have to divide his time and love and energy between his mother and his woman and his wife, and he didn't want to do that. And you know, and I feel like I understand, but you know, I mean I would still tell Marlon, get you a doggone wife, get married, Marlon. I think a woman would love to have you as a husband, and I know you would definitely make her laugh and crack up, but she shouldn't be with you just for laughs and kicks and giggles. She should be with you for you. But a lot of people are so attached to their parents that they don't give anybody a chance. And I just feel like if that's how you're going to be, I can't tell you how to live your life, but it is great to grow up, get older, establish yourself, get yourself together, and then go out there and get married and have children. That's just life, and that's just the cycle. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it should be. But we can't force marriage on everybody. But a lot of people are so attached to their parents, especially mamas. You know how we feel about our mamas in general, and we just don't want no one coming between our mamas. And when a man is so attached to his mama, girl, just keep it pushing. You wasting your time. That man ain't gonna pull away from his mama. You don't come before a man's mama. If he's so attached to his mama, you done. So if a man feels like that, I would advise him, don't get with no woman if you know that your mama is your entire world and that's your woman. Don't waste no other woman's time. You know, let her know, listen, I don't want to be married. I don't want to be tied down. My mother needs me. She's my everything. I have to focus on her. Give a woman a heads up and don't waste her time. Let her know what's up. The thing is that we have to have honesty. A lot of people get caught up and get trapped and are held back, and this whole time is like, why don't you just be honest with me and just tell me how you really felt, and we wouldn't have waited and wasted all this time. But yeah, so that's Marlon's excuse as to why he never got married. He probably could have had a great woman by his side that would have understood, and he could have still divided the time between his mama and his wife. You could still speak to your mother every day. You could still visit her, you know, a few times during the week or on the Sunday. You know, every week y'all linking up. So there's ways to work around that. So what you guys think about Marlon Wayans not getting married due to his mama being his woman, being his not literally his woman, you know what I mean, but just being the woman that he cared for and didn't want no one else coming in between him and his mama. Okay, so tell me what you guys think about that. All right, and tell me what you guys think about Steph Curry and his parents. Leave a comment down below if you choose. All right, so subscribe if you want, and I'll come up with some more. All right, bye.